Hey, I'm Mike Baccarella, and today we're going to take a look at a really cool Benny Goodman melody, and then use that melody as a way to learn how to better connect our changes. Let's take a look. This is the melody to a tune that Benny Goodman wrote called Slipped Disc, and it's always played at a really fast tempo. The thing that's so cool about this melody is it's using arpeggios to very literally outline the chord progression. So let's start by taking a look at the chord progression we have. B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, B diminished 7, B minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7. And we're starting with a pickup. We're walking from F down to D. We start on the and of 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. That D that we land on is the beginning of the B flat 7 chord. So he goes D, F, A flat, C. And that's 3, 5, flat 7, 9 of a B flat 7 arpeggio. And he goes down B flat, G, E flat, D flat. So that's 5, 3, 1, flat 7 of the E flat 7. Then he goes C, E flat, G, B flat, which is 3, 5, 7, 9 of the A flat major 7. A flat, F, D natural, B natural, which is our B diminished 7 arpeggio. We go down to B flat, D flat, F, A flat, which is our 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7 over B flat minor 7. We have G, E flat, D flat, B natural, we land on C. 3, 1, flat 7, and then a enclosure leading to the major third of the A flat major 7. The first time we hit an E flat after that. The second time we hit an A flat after that C. So if we take a look at what's going on, he's playing either 3 to 9 arpeggios or just root position arpeggios, and he's connecting them to the next closest chord tone he can find. So when he's got this B flat 7 and then C, we're going on to E flat, so he goes down to a B flat. We land on D flat, the E flat 7, we're going to A flat major, C is our next closest note. Now we're on B flat, we're going to a B diminished, we got A flat. We land on B, we're going to a B flat minor 7, so we can just go down a half step to B flat. Then A flat, we're going to an E flat 7. G would be our next closest note. So the core of this exercise is taking your arpeggios and going to the next available chord tone over the next change in whichever direction you want to go. And this is a really great exercise to practice. I would recommend doing this through tunes you know, where you're limited to just chord tones, and when you get to the next chord, you have to go to the next closest note available. You can't jump down to the root. Ideally, you'll be able to see where the next closest note is in whatever direction you're going, not necessarily just jumping back down to whatever's comfortable to you. And I would start by doing half notes, and then quarter notes, and then maybe eighth notes when you get really comfortable with it. But constant string of notes, and you're just going to find the next closest note. And at first, you might have to stop and pause to think about which note's next. You know, if I'm landing on this C here, and I'm going to E flat 7, well, I could go up to D flat, which would be my flat 7 if I wanted to keep ascending, or I could go down to B flat if I want to descend. You know, I land here on the D flat over the E flat 7. Well, if I wanted to ascend, I could go up to a E flat, or I could just go down a half step to my C, and so forth. So you might need to think through it at first, and that's totally okay. The more you think through it, the quicker and quicker you're going to get at doing this. So let's take a look at a couple variations I came up with. So for this example, I'm playing a 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 in the key of C major. So we have E flat minor 7, flat 5, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7. And I'm going to start by going up a root position, E minor 7, flat 5. So we have E, G, B flat, D. Okay, now from here, I want to go to A7. I'm sitting on D, and what's the closest note over an A7 from D. So A7 is A, C sharp, E, and G. While I'm on D, I could go up to E, but C sharp is right next to where I am. C sharp's just a half step away, so I'm going to go down and go down the arpeggio. C sharp, A, G, E. Okay, now I'm sitting on E. And I'm going to a D minor 7. D, F, A, C. Now I could go up to F, but I'm going to go down to D. F, A, C. I'm sitting on C, going to a G7. I got G, B, D, F. I could go up to D, but I can go down to B. I'm sitting on D, going to a C major. I'm just going to land on C. The second variation is over the same 3-6-2-5-1 as the previous example, but I just changed directions a little bit just to show that you can move directions while you're mid-line. So the first measure is the same. E minor 7 flat 5, E7. I'm sitting on E. Last time I went down to D. This time I'm going to go up to F. And I'm going to climb up a 3 to 9 arpeggio. So I got F, A, C, E. I'm sitting on E. Going to G7, G, B, D, F. Well, F is right next to E, so I'm going to go up that. And I'm going to make this a little hipper. I'm going to go up a G7 flat 9. F, A flat, B, D, and I got D. I could go up to E, or I can go down to C for my C major 7. I'm going to go down to C. I go C, G right there. So the second line. So I've enjoyed taking a look at this concept. It's a really crucial concept, I think, to be able to play this music really well. If you can't navigate just your arpeggios and make them link together really confidently, it's going to be really hard to play meaningful stuff over your changes. Now, when we're playing tunes, we're not just playing arpeggios, but the knowledge of where our arpeggios connect to each other can make the phrasing and the melodic content of your lines much stronger. So I hope you take this and run with it and try this all over the place with all your different tunes and really experiment with this concept. It's done a ton for my playing. So thanks for checking out today's lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.